Hey there friends, welcome to the Scrapbox. I'm Andrew and today we are recreating a dragon skeleton. Let's get started.
Bloop, bloop.
Now I made this scene years and years ago. How many years ago? I don't remember. Now there are things that I like about this and there are things that I definitely don't like about it. Some things that I really like are all the beautiful color schemes. And I love the dragon skull itself. Some of the things I don't like when I designed the orb creeping outward, it's just a bunch of plates stacked on top of the sand. So I think we could incorporate that a lot better. And also, it doesn't really fit in with the system I've designed now with more of my Mills plates approach. So we're gonna see if we can accommodate for that.
So we know what went wrong with the previous version, but how do we make it better? Sometimes the best thing we can do is start completely from scratch. So here's the base that we're looking at. Now the interesting part is the fact that we have a cliffside on one corner and a laboratory window on the other one, so we have to accommodate for both. Now I think we're going to keep the submarine in the exact same spot it started off in. However, in order to take up the entire space, we're going to put the dragon skull in the other corner of the base. Rawr. And then I think the most important difference is going to be the fact that instead of holding an orb, the cracks that are glowing are coming from the skull itself. Now with the basic plan out of the way, we're going to look at the two elements that we are keeping. The first one is the dragon skull. Now I did make this 3 years ago, but I'm extremely impressed with its design. The second thing we're keeping is this old submarine, which is an homage to set 6441, as you can tell by the sticker. Now what happened to the windshield? Well, it was an incident involving wood stain, a shelf, and no common sense. But don't worry, we'll get it cleaned up. Perfectly clean. Now that everything is prepped, it's time to build the base. I usually use a Mills method, but I use that term very loosely. Usually it just means that there's some Technic pieces on the side where you can connect the pins to each other. Once you've got those in the two corners, you can break off the rest of it, and the base should be good to go. I think we're going to put the dragon skull right about there, which means our submarine gets to go here, discovering it. Now I think the hardest part of this whole project is going to be creating the cracks. Wait, what's that? Hold on, checking in with future self. Yes, this is by far the hardest part, creating the perfect cracks to go with the skull, especially since we're going to light it up. Now to light it up, we're going to use two different types of LEDs. We've got these really short ones, really rigid, but however, they do have a bright orange-red glow, which is amazing. I also have one really long, flexible one, which has the same bright orange-red glow to it. All I have to do is wire them just like this and it'll be perfectly fine, which makes me beg the question, what could possibly go wrong?
I'm not gonna lie, this is going pretty poorly.
Okay, what have I learned? I've learned that the little ones are terrible and fragile, and a lot of them are broken, so if I poke them, they break. As you can tell, that one snapped somewhere a third of the way in, and that one snapped a third of the way in, but if you poke them just right, their insides will align, and they'll light up. I've ordered more of these good ones, so they will be replaced in the future.
5 to 10 shipping days later.
Alright, now that I have the new LEDs, I can finally finish my lighting. This crack looks really nice. I like how it turns out. Now I just have to do all of the rest of it.
The rest of it later.
Now that looks good.
Okay, I think I got the skull at a good angle, laying down part way, slightly uncovered. It's glowing on the inside, of course. And now it's time to hide these wires.
Man, I hope I don't run out of wires using them this way. Foreshadowing, 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 foreshadowing. Now that we have cool LED lights on the bottom, we've got to give some to our submarine as well. Thinking at least headlights, maybe interior lights? I gave it 2 headlights, an interior light, and even a little orange crystal light. Now, I'm kind of regretting the interior light though. Okay, I got the skull in place, I got the submarine in place, they're all lit up, but unfortunately it did use every wire I own. At least so far, it looks really cool, I'll give it that. Now that the base is complete, we can put it into place, and as you see, there's a difference between the front, which is a nice flat section, and the back, which is a large cliffside. In order to make a cohesive piece, we're gonna have to match up the rock work perfectly. So let's get to it! I'm thinking we're gonna start with a large rock pile over here, and then of course we're gonna have a second one over here, But then the biggest rock pile is actually going to be right here in this corner. This will make a tinier crevice and it'll add an air of mystery of what's actually down there. Rock pile A is a perfect fit, and rock pile B has already found a family of fish. Wonderful. Rock pile C is going to have a little cave at the bottom because if you remember from earlier, my previous version had the octopus just sitting there, and now this octopus gets its very own home. Which means the only thing it's missing are some adorable eyes. Here you go. This cave is a perfect starter home, especially for starting a family. I almost forgot to tile the interior, but here you go. Just a mama, her baby, and a little pet starfish. Perfect. With that, I could finally start to close off the top of the cave and add some purple ivy to the side, which of course is going to turn into coral. Speaking of coral, I added as many pink shades as I possibly could for the back of the skull. Then I set out to set down the spine, and added a little bit of seaweed just to put in some greenery. I also wanted to add these orange crystals that were growing near the cracks. I would have used real crystals, well not real crystals, real Lego crystals, except for the fact that I only had one of them. You could see the weird orange crystal obelisks here, as well as the tile work for the stones. We also had to get some yellow plants in there to match the sub. Now, one of the things I pulled directly from my previous version was a skeletal hand. However, it's not holding an orb, it's launched into the side of the rockwork. Now, with these few tiles, we can finally finish the greenery, and let's take a nice look. Beautiful. A little test of how it's coming together.
Now I gotta add some water to the top, and then the top itself, and then we're done. Put the water on there, and it's done. It's done, hooray. Have you ever just started a project and you got really far and you know it's going really well, and then you're just like, I'm done with the whole project. That's where I am right now, but that's not gonna make a good video, so we keep going.
I'm having so much fun! Stairs. Stairs. Staring at the stairs. Staring at the stairs.
Like right there. Tree.
Sand. Rocks. Can you tell I've been working on this project way too long? But for real, this no diving sign is one of my favorite little details. It's awesome. Why?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I spent almost 2.5 hours trying to make a small one and a big one that both look good. Now we literally just have to do the water and then we're done.
So without further delay, here's the water. After tiling the top, I decided to add some extra plates at the bottom just for some extra dimension. Alright, that section looks good, and this section looks good, but this part is flat, so you know what I have to do, right? If you guys making an entire other panel, you'd be correct, because that looks good. Now, I do have to attach it to the other supporting structures, so before I do that, I need to put the wiring through. Then, we're all good to go. Alright, it's time, moment of truth, here we go. Perfect. After 2 weeks of work and one mental breakdown, I think we've done it. Excellent job. Let's get a final look. Wait, one more thing. That sub's not making it out.
I hope you enjoyed yourself and watching the video. It was a hectic one, wasn't it? However, we all survived with all of our fingers intact, and we should probably be thankful for that. Anyways, make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This has been Andrew. You've watched the Scrap Box. Make sure to clean out your refrigerator drawers. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye.